You know, my friends, I never ever thought I was going to get to this stage, and you're going to say, Leggy, mate, calm down. What stage are you at? You know, not only am I thoroughly impressed, not only am I completely mesmerised, not only am I totally blown away and knocked off my feet, I'm at the stage where I'm completely hooked to the point of addiction. And you know what? I never ever thought I would be at that stage with a Hugo Boss fragrance. Okay, calm down, calm down. Before everyone starts typing comments and saying, Leggy, mate, you're being harsh. Hugo Boss make great fragrances. Yes, my friends, they do. They make great fragrances. I've probably got maybe 4 or 5 in my collection, and over the years I've probably smelt sort of 98% of them, and they're all just great fragrances. Not one, my friends, across all those years, not one has ever grabbed me by the throat. Not one of them has ever wowed me. Not one of them has ever blown me away, until about 3 months ago. I feel like I'm in rehab here. I'm going to have to confess to you that yeah, I've been doing this one for about 3 months, you know, several times a day, and yeah, I ought to go cold turkey. I am not going cold turkey on this one, my friends. Right, let me tell you how bad this addiction is. Well, let me tell you what fragrance it is first. You say, Leggy, give us a clue. Right, okay, so I don't know if you can focus on this. Well, it's not you going to focus it. My technology up here is going to focus it. All right, here we go. So, here we go. It is Hugo Boss, the Scent Elixir. And that, my friends, is a 50ml. And there's no juice left in there. That, my friends, I had that about 3 months ago, gone. All right, to the point of I was just wearing it ad nausea, and I was totally addicted to it. And then I bought the 100ml. All right, my friends, I've got to be honest, this has so mesmerised me that I cannot get enough of this. Now, oh look, you can actually see I've put a bit of a dent in the 100ml as well. So, you know the way I don't really ever do first impressions? This is the opposite of a first impression. This, my friends, is to inform you, to give you a good idea of what this is like to live with, to deal with, to be completely addicted to. All right, okay, so let me try and explain to you. So Boss, the Scent Elixir, here in the United Kingdom, also referred to as the UK, this fragrance, the 100ml, it's an eau de parfum. This will cost us, me, you, whoever, around about between 80 and 90 British pounds. Okay, the 50ml I actually picked up on eBay, yeah, whatever. So this, the 100ml, between 80 and 90 pounds. Right. So let me spray it. Let me spray it and try and explain to you all about the Scent Elixir, because there's quite a lot you need to know about it, so try and stay with me. You know what, I just realised I haven't given you the warmest ever welcome. Come on, come here. Okay, a massive warm welcome to this crazy channel. This is me, I'm John Legg. Forget that bit's irrelevant. This fragrance channel is all about fragrance. That makes a lot of sense. This channel is all about fragrance. I try and tell you about fragrance, try and explain to you in layman's terms, not to try and get you to go out and buy every fragrance that I'm reviewing. Please don't do that. But to inspire you to wear a good fragrance every day. Because my guarantee to you, and this is what I've discovered over the years, is that you have so much better a day when you wear a good fragrance. Okay, now, here we go. Right, let's try and break this addiction just for the purpose of trying to explain to you all about this fragrance. Okay, so Boss, the scent elixir, what is it all about? Now, the first thing, my friends, the first thing you will find when you smell it, and if you are familiar with the original The Scent, same bottle, orange sort of juice, the first thing which I find weird is this one smells like The Scent, the original, but sort of cranked right up. Everything is just over the top about this fragrance. And you're going to say, Leggy, why did you say that was weird? All right, this is why I think it's weird. Because the notes in the original The Scent and the notes in The Scent Elixir, they're not the same. Okay, how on earth this smells like The Scent? And you know what, all right, I knew when I sprayed it the first time that what it was. But if someone had sprayed it blind and said, what is that relating to? I'd have said The Scent without a hesitation. So ridiculously and weirdly, although over the years the notes have changed dramatically beyond all recognition, this, my friends, will take you straight back to the original, but cranked right up, and the knob's actually gone that far it's broken off. Okay, it's crazy, this is. The next thing you need to know is that this fragrance is not for the faint-hearted. Okay, this is an incredibly strong fragrance. Okay, ridiculously strong. Okay, the next thing you need to know, are you making notes of all these things that you need to know? Don't bother with that. Okay, right, the next thing you need to know, you know, normally when something is called elixir, you kind of expect either a massive dose of, say, incense, or a massive dose of, say, vanilla, or a massive dose of sort of sweet woods, or maybe a combination of all those things. This one is not heavy, it's not sticky, it's not incensey, it's not vanilla-y. You're going to say, well, Leggy, what is it then? All right, I think it's called elixir because of its sheer pure strength and its sheer pure sort of, oh, it just goes on for a mighty long time. Okay, it's not called elixir. Don't think of it as elixir in the terms of the normal sort of heavy sort. All right, picture Le Male elixir, that heavy honey, vanilla, woodsy sort of thing. This isn't. This is not heavy. This can be worn all year round. A lot of elixirs realistically are for the cooler weather. This, my friends, will deal with the hottest of the hot weather. You can wear this all year round. It's not a heavy, sticky, gloopy, incensey elixir. It's not at all. And I think the reason why is because if you go back a couple of the scents to, I think it's the scent Le Parfum, that's where they sort of dosed it with a heavy, massive dose of vanilla. That was almost like their elixir. This is called elixir for its sheer, pure strength. Okay. What else do you need to know about this fragrance? Okay. I don't know about you, but when I smell a fragrance, I smell it and I'm desperately trying to pick up on something which is familiar. You know, maybe I go with a fragrance, maybe I go, oh, I get the orange, or oh, I get the sort of cedar wood, or oh, I get the vanilla, or the, you know, something like that. And you try and latch onto something which is familiar, and then as you get to know it, you sort of work out the rest of the notes. This one is, for me personally, very, very unique. Okay, now I don't suppose you can have something that's very, very unique. If it's unique, then it's unique. You can't have very, very unique. But this is unique. Okay. I mean, there's a fruity element. There's a sort of a lavendery element, and there's a woody element. And the only thing that I sort of managed to latch onto, sort of, was the lavender in this. But, you know, even the lavender in this isn't sort of your traditional lavender. This is lavender on steroids. This is lavender that is just so lavendery, it's almost metallic-y. Okay? Crazy, crazy. Okay. What else do you need to know about this fragrance? Let me tell you about the performance and then we'll come back to how it sort of smells. The performance, my friends, you as the wearer will smell this coming off you all day long. And I never thought I'd say that about a Hugo Boss fragrance. And I think that's possibly why, for me, over the years, I've never sort of totally been wowed by a Hugo Boss fragrance. Because my skin normally eats human. It doesn't eat humans, please, it does not eat humans. My skin eats Hugo Boss fragrances. And realistically, whilst they last decent, none of them have ever gone all day. This Boss, the Scent Elixir, on my average sort of non-oily, non-dry sort of skin, this is an all-day fragrance. As a skin scent, it is there way into the next day. On clothes, it is on clothes until you wash those clothes. Now, as a skin scent, say you wear it all day and you have a shower in the evening, unless you particularly scrub where you've sprayed this fragrance, it goes through a shower. Okay, this stuff is waterproof in that respect. It sticks to your skin like glue. Now, what about the actual projection? Now, I'm going to use the word projection. I normally say it's like a radiation. This stuff, my friends, on my skin projects for about 3 hours. And when I say projects, I mean is firing off me for around about 3 hours. And then for the remainder of that day, it comes down to a skin scent, a reasonable skin scent, and it's still radiating off me. This, my friends, is an incredibly long-lasting fragrance. All right, I've got to be honest, when I first smelled the scent, that orange juice, the scent, back in the day when it first came out, I was like, man, that is such a gorgeous fragrance. But quite often on my skin, I didn't even get out my front door and it had like gone, sort of thing. This puts everything right that was wrong about the scent. You know, the scent didn't need a change of sort of smell, but it did need a change of performance. And the Scent Elixir has ticked that box more than ever, my friends. Unbelievable. Now, performance, do not question the performance. You will not be disappointed. That's not with a capital N. You will not be disappointed with the performance. It is a long-term performance. When you hit that sprayer, be prepared for it to be with you for a mighty long time. Now, in terms of the actual smell, or I could be really technical and say, in terms of the scent, see the way I did that? Up there for thinking, down there for drinking, or something like that. Anyway, the scent on this, okay, it is piercingly sweet. Now, whoa, before you panic. See, normally, or at least a lot of the time, when something is piercingly sweet, it comes across as screechy and a bit cheap. No. This, my friends, and do not ask me how they do it, it's very clever perfumery. This is piercingly sweet, but in a controlled and a high quality way. Okay, trust me, you will not at any point think, oh, it's a bit screechy, or I've gone off it, or no, it smells cheap. This, my friends, is absolutely stunning. Now, because I could not work out what the notes were, I referred to my instruction book. Okay, here we go. So, the notes are, and this is the fruity note, I couldn't get it, all right? Apparently, it's a red hot pimento. Okay, once again, I say, that's not a fruit that I'm familiar with. Then it says it's got Caledonian sandalwood. Okay, yeah, that's the woody element. That's nice, that's all right. And then it says it's got lavandin, which I guess is the lavender on steroids. Okay. Then it says it's got no, that's what it does. It absolutely inflames the senses. Okay, that bit it does. So going back to this fruit, which realistically, and you know, quite often fruits sort of fizzle out quite early on a fragrance. This red hot pimento, let me try and explain to you. It's piercingly sweet, but it's not sort of slushy sweet. It's not sort of, you know, like a pear note. You know, it can be like an overripe. This is just piercingly sweet. Okay, now if I was best to say what fruit it was closest to that you might be familiar with, possibly a raspberry, but a real dry sort of raspberry, not a slushy, juicy, overripe sort of raspberry. That's to just give you an idea in a layman's terms. If you want me to say, it's most closest to a very dry sort of raspberry note. The sandalwood, well, that's the woody element, and this lavandin, that's the lavender. Okay, I mean the core of this is lavender. Okay, so if you like lavender or don't like lavender, you may still like this, because the lavender's not your traditional sort of lavender. This is lavender that honestly, my friends, has been working out, or at least it's on steroids. This lavender is not ordinary. This is a lavender on full tilt. Now, there is other things you need to know about this. So it's an elixir, but it's not a heavy elixir. It's a fragrance which anyone can wear. I'm going to say from teenage up or down to the grave, whichever way you view that one. Okay, this is suitable for all ages. Okay, there is a maturity to it, but it's also sweet enough and fun enough for a teenager to wear. Okay, and also an 80 or a 90-year-old guy. And if you're still wearing fragrances in your 80s and your 90s, drop a comment, because I have so much respect for you. Okay, any age. This, as I've said, will do any season. Okay, it will deal with the heat, it will deal with the cold, and it will smell just as good in both of those. What about an occasion? You know, perfect as a gym scent, perfect as an office or work scent. Oh, I'm going to get all this scent thing. Perfect as an office or work scent. That's better, at the end. And then, you know what, any other occasion. So the versatility, is it versatility or versatility? I don't know. Put these teeth back in. Is pretty much any occasion. Now, you're going to say to me, Leggy, actually get hardcore and tell us about the smell. Now, you know, quite often a fragrance is kind of like, it sort of draws you in and it sort of makes you feel comfortable. I'm thinking about something like, say, Dolce & Gabbana The One, and it draws you in and it sort of brings you in, puts its arms around you, and it's that sexy sort of friendly kind of fragrance. This, my friends, is a fragrance on a mission. Okay, now when you first smell it, you sort of recoil a little bit because of its strength and its sort of sharp sweetness, and you sort of realise that it's not trying to make you love it. In fact, I've got to be honest, when you first smell it, it really sort of gives you the vibes that it doesn't really care whether you love it or not. This fragrance, my friends, is on a mission, and it's so focused on that mission. It is a sweet, piercingly sweet fragrance, and it's going, and it's on that mission. And basically, if you want, or not as the case may be, it wants you to hold on to it and go with it. All right, it does not allure you in and make you all feel all warm and fuzzy and friendly and all that sort of stuff. This fragrance is on a mission, and it sort of says, you're either going to love me or hate me. I'm not fussed, I'm on that mission. It's such a fragrance, my friends, which is just so dedicated to its mission. Now, I'm going to love you and leave you. This fragrance, my friends, has blown me away, and I recommend that you go and smell a sample of it, because it may or may not be for you. Now, the other thing is, if I was to tell you another fragrance which is sort of maybe classed as similar to this one, if you go back to the original Phantom, but kind of gone wrong a little bit, okay, give you an idea there. Or if you were to go to 1 Million Royale and take out all the smooth sexiness, you'd kind of end up sort of back there. So I don't know if that helps you a little bit. Probably not. You're probably going to message me and say, Leggy, you was no help at all. I've got to go and smell a sample. All right, okay. I'm going to love you and leave you now. But let me tell you, this is worth having if you can afford it, and I'm guessing there might be some copies or some clones out there. If you can drop a comment and let us know, because I will be all over them, please, because this is not a cheap fragrance and this addiction is costing me a fortune. Right, I really appreciate your visit. Please come back for next time, because there will be another review, all being well. Please hit that thumbs up, because thumbs up keep me going. Stay safe, and this is what I need you to do every single day. Grab a good fragrance, because trust me, especially with something like this, you'll have an amazing day. I'm going to love you, I'm going to leave you, and I'm going to see you next time. Goodbye. I'm not going to rehab. No, Amy Winehouse was right. I ain't going to rehab. It's not a bad addiction after all, is it? Just a bit of an expensive one. I've got to go.